All right, we're back today with another Ask Me 3, and today I have the pleasure of talking with David Slauson, an agent at the Country Club Plaza. David, welcome.
Thank you.
We're here in your beautiful bed and breakfast, which is where I grew up, just down the street, and I'm so happy to be back in my old neighborhood, and your home is beautiful.
Thank you.
So my first question to you is, you're like a lot of agents, this is your second career, and you're in healthcare prior to this. Why'd you leave healthcare, and then why'd you decide on real estate?
Good question. So I was actually a realtor before, previously back in the early 1990s.
Really?
Yeah. So I had a dual role. I was managing a doctor's office, and I was also selling real estate. Some life changes happened. I had two small kids, got a divorce. Hard to do two jobs and raise two kids, so I let real estate go in 1993. Did straight healthcare for 3 decades, and came back about 5 years ago. So, and why? I needed to work for myself. I'd reached that age in my life and that point in my career that I needed to just focus on what I wanted to do.
But why real estate? What was the one intrinsic thing in real estate you like, I got to do that?
So that's another good question, but I think the biggest thing is I've helped people in one capacity or another, whether healthcare or any other jobs that I've done, and I enjoyed real estate before, and it's helping people, and it's connecting people to product, and it's doing all that kind of stuff, but the reward is greater, I think, than doing nursing home administration or hospital administration, because it's personal, it's close, it's in your face kind of stuff. So.
Well, you can make a difference every single day, whether buying or selling, and that's what gets me up in the morning is I get to help people like you do something really, really special, and it is an unbelievable business to be in.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, you're up.
Okay. So my question for you is, and I'm sure there's lots of it, but what's the hardest part of Mike Frazier's job? Okay, I know you juggle a lot of different hats and you do a lot of different things, but what is the hardest thing that you have to do in your job?
I think it is staying aware of everything that's happening and making sure agents know the course of what the company's doing and what we need to do from a industry standpoint. So, there's a lot of different, right now we got new companies coming into this market, and we've got to continue to adjust and adapt. And I think one of the things that worries me all the time is, how do I continue to motivate agents to do more, right? Because every company, whether in real estate or something else, you got to continue to advance and grow and do more. That's the society we're in. And so if I look at real estate, and you look at statistics, and our statistics say that 90% of the people that use a realtor would use that same realtor again, but only like 18 to 20% remember what that realtor's name is. And that goes through my head every day, and I think, oh my gosh, how do I fix that? Because if we can fix that, if I can make that 18 to 20%, 30 to 40% within ReeceNichols, well then I think we're gonna win, because what I believe the consumer wants is more. They want you involved in their whole home buying and selling experience, from the time they buy until the time they sell. We need to be real estate consultants and stop talking about just being realtors at the time of 2 transactions. And so I worry that if we don't do that, it won't be some other competitor that comes in here. It'll be an Amazon that will commoditize this business, and we'll all be out of business very, very quickly. So what keeps me up at night is thinking about, how do I motivate David Slauson to say, how do you keep in touch with the client you just sold, and how do you get them information on if they're redoing their kitchen, or if they need help with painting their house? How do we be that resource all through the life of that home? And what unique ways can I do that to touch every one of our agents so that they do that kind of business? And if we continue to move that needle, no one will get in between us and our clients.
Right. You just have to tell them.
You do.
Tell them that I'm here for life. We learned that in Ninja. I'm your realtor for life. So, call me when you need a new fence, and I'll find you somebody.
Yes, that's the most important piece. Yeah. So there's a lot of other things that keep me up, but that one, if I can solve that one, that'll make my sleepless nights a little less sleepy.
Great.
Okay, so I'm a big fan of your social media. You do a great job. You reach out to a lot of clients and you touch a lot of clients that way. So what is your social media plan, your strategy, or do you have one?
No. I don't really have a plan. I have a process. And my process is that I try to do 3 posts a week. A couple of those need to be funny and engaging, and one needs to be statistical and more analytical in nature. I don't have a real plan of what I'm going to do. I do a thing on Tuesday I call Real Estate Tuesday Tidbit, where I just do a post about some topic that's hot right now, whether it's interest rate or whether it's the bubble or whether it's all those kind of things. So that's been pretty successful. But I've just kind of found that I've always been, I don't want to say, it's going to sound bad, but I've always been funny. You know what I mean? So I try to use humor in my social media. And, I joke that, I'm an overachiever with good verbal skills. So there's nothing special about me, but I have the ability to kind of make people laugh sometimes. And I do that with my social media, whether it's posts from the open houses or the walkthroughs or whatever. Will I probably develop a more specialized plan? Yeah. But it's kind of fun to wing it and just kind of film on the fly and do the fun stories and that sort of thing.
Where do you, like your Tuesday tidbits, where are you sourcing that?
It just depends on what strikes me that week. And as well as anybody, every day there's a new issue in real estate, right? So whether it's the interest rate going up or down, or it's the shortage of homes, or the fact that, somebody was, hurt while showing a house because they weren't following safety measures or whatever, I just kind of pick out what spoke to me that week, and then I just verbalize that in a way for my clients and my media guests.
So I've also looked at the videos you do on open houses, and they're really raw, but they're also really good. And so talk about when you show up there and you're going to do that video, what's your process? What's your mind process?
So I do have a formula for that, and I always start on the outside and I walk through the house just like I would walk through the pictures on an MLS. So what do you see? Talk about the features, talk about the benefits of those features. So that's good. I always try to do the humor thing again, whether it's, a great leaded glass window, that's, worth more than my car or whatever, that is. But, I try to keep it light, if you will. But I just try to be the person as if I was showing it to them. So I walk through with my camera and I show them the house and I talk about how great their sofa would look in this corner or whatever, and just kind of wrap it up and put a bow on it, and then let somebody come see it in person. And I get a ton of people that day while I'm at that open, 10 minutes before the open house starts. I get people that come through and say, hey, I saw your video. And they're friends of mine, or they're friends of mine who reshare my post. So it's not like they're just necessarily strangers walking in going, hey, I saw your video, but there's people that do respond to that.
So do you do those in one take? You just start and go?
Yeah.
And I think that's something that everybody needs to realize is like, those are real, right?
It's not a polished TikTok. It's not lights and camera and action. It's not any of that. It's just go. Right. Just go and talk and connect.
Right. So. That's awesome. I love them.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's harder than it looks. Because sometimes you're like, what do I like about this house? There's something. Every house has something redeeming, right?
Yes.
It's just a matter of being able to present it. But okay, your turn. I need you to speak to this for me, okay? So which is a better quality for a realtor? Is it patience or is it persistence?
All right, I'm going to take patience first. Patience is important, right? Because again, back to our first question, we're doing something really special. And for most people, it's their largest transaction. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars that no one has that. Most people don't have that money in the bank. Although we're seeing more cash buyers now, most people, it's real important that we're giving them guidance. So we have to be patient with those people and communicate with those people. But persistence has to be the number one quality in all realtors, because you can be patient to the point where you're too patient and not do any business. So persistence in the fact that to reach out to people, to talk to people, to really get to know those people, and when you're reaching out to them, and to know that this person that you sold a house to 5 years ago just had their third baby and they're in a 2-bedroom house. To know that stuff and be persistent that you are going to continue to reach out to those people, it has got to be the most important piece. And you look at the statistics again, that 40% of the people that come into this business are done within the first 4 months. Why is that? Because they're not persistent enough. They don't push themselves enough. I mean, at the heart of this business, we don't sell or buy anything. We are facilitators. We are customer service people. We are doing something for people that really they need. I mean, this business has been around a long time, and it hasn't changed much, because it is face-to-face, on the phone. It is getting someone to know, love, and trust you and use your expertise so they make a great decision. And I think if you're not persistent in this business, you will wash out sooner than later. And so while those patience is important and communications is important, those realtors that really succeed continue to be persistent, and they persevere.
And for me personally, I struggle with the balance of those two things, because I don't want to be the used car salesman, Sunday, and that kind of guy. But at the same time, if I'm too soft, then I get lost in the crowd. You know what I mean? So,
yes.
So it's patience, and for me, persistence is easy for me. Okay, harder for me is the patience, because I want it sooner than later. I want it to click. I want your answer. I want, are we writing a contract? So my struggle is real with the balance of those two things, and that's why I asked if there was one that was more important than the other.
But go back to your ninja philosophy, right? What does ninja teach us? A ninja teaches us to be in the flow, to care about the person, not to sell to the person. Right. So if you're calling me and being persistent, I don't think from a consumer's perspective that I'm going to worry about that. I'll tell you if you're pushing me too hard. Okay. I think if you're staying and truly care about the person and not about the money, right, you'll be fine. And I know you do that. I mean, you're a very caring person, big-hearted person, and that's what people are attracted to, not the fact that you're a smooth talker and are persistent.
Okay, good answers. Thank you.
All right. So you've lived in Kansas City or around Kansas City all your life, and you've stayed here, and you've made your home here. You've got kids and grandkids here. But if you could go one place, money's not an object, you go live someplace else, where would that be?
Is it gonna sound cornball, but probably right here. I can vacation wherever I want. I could go to Santorini, or I could go to Key West or Laguna or wherever and get my sun and my surf. But I think Kansas City is my home, and it's not more than that. It's my home base. So I can vacation, I can do other stuff. But would I want to live in, Greece, or would I want to, live somewhere really exotic? No. I don't travel that well. I don't get too far out of my bubble, and it's fun to go places and see things, but I think it's even more fun to come home. So yeah, I'll be here. I'll be right here, probably right here in this corner. But yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. We were talking earlier. I grew up 3 blocks from here. I haven't moved very far. My wife and I talk about, someday when I retire, are we going to live someplace else? And I don't think so. I think I'm the same way. Kansas City has these intrinsic qualities of great people and good food and great places to go and not a lot of traffic, and we can get to most places here that we really want to. So,
do you remember a few years back they had that slogan for Kansas City, and it was one of the one of the most livable cities, or one of the most livable cities left, or something like that. It was a great tagline, and they used it. The Chamber did, I think, and a lot of the, like the Kaufman and some of the bigger things, I think might have did some version of that. But it's true. It's livable. It's breathable, and it's, look at our arts and look at our culture and look at all that kind of stuff that's grown exponentially for the past 10 to 15 years. So yeah, there's no reason to live anywhere else.
Right, and I think from a real estate perspective, we'll see more and more people coming to the Midwest. We're already seeing that. We're already seeing growth. We're seeing, especially with work from home capabilities happening, and more people from both the East and the West Coast looking at the affordability of Kansas City. Some of our sister companies in California with 1.2, 1.3 average sales price, which would be nice, right? I mean, give ourselves a raise, but Kansas City at a $350,000 average sales price is still not a bad place to live.
Sure. And I picked up, just this year, 3 investors, West Coast investors that are putting their money here in terms of rentals and that sort of thing. They're not going to move here, but they also know that it's a good market to make some money on their money from another market. So it's a great place. So
that's good.
I'll be here.
Kansas City stuck with you and I.
All right. Cool. All right. Last question for you. Who's the person that you look up to the most in your life, and why is that person that one that you look up to the most?
Yeah, I mean, Jerry Reece has done a lot for me. He was my mentor. Both Chris Kelly and I, as we grew up through ReeceNichols, looked up to him. So he's a great mentor of mine, but probably the most important influence in my life is my father. My father was principal at Bishop Miege High School, just on the Kansas side. Then from there, he went and was the chief mission officer at St. Joseph's Health Center. So he's been in hospitals and in education for all his life. And he taught me one thing through all that, is that you treat everybody the same, whether they're the top C-level, C-suite person, or the person that's cleaning the buildings. Everybody should be treated the same. And I've tried to live by that. I teach that to my boys, and I think that's served me well. I mean, I like everybody. I want everybody to like me, and that's probably a character flaw of mine, that I want everybody to like me, and so I try to do stuff for people that makes them happy, whether that's in our corporate office or our agent base, or our staff at the offices. I want everybody to feel like a family, and I think that is thrown out a lot. Like companies, we're a family, and
right.
We've had some stuff at our corporate office over the last few months that is kind of crazy over there. Some tragedy happened within our group, and I saw our team come together really as a family, and it's been very, very special. And so while people say that, I think we really have that. And then each individual office has that own. I mean, you guys at the Plaza have a great network of people that are very close to each other, that share and provide for each other. So I think that's one thing my dad taught me, is like, if everybody's treated the same or similarly, then you create an environment that people can be happy, and people will stay. Sure. And we're not the company that has the most aggressive commission schedule, and we're not the company that can pay everybody hundreds of thousands of dollars from a corporate staffing perspective. But if we create a great environment, if we have good culture, if people truly care about each other, which is at the heart of our business, sure, well then maybe we can do some good things.
It's funny you said that, because I interviewed 3 brokerages before I settled, and came and decided on Reece. And settle's not the right word, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
I chose,
yes,
and you chose me, and that sort of thing. But the Plaza office in particular was the only office that I went to that I felt welcomed, truly welcomed into a culture that was diverse and interesting and fun and knowledgeable and everything like that. So yeah, the other people may have a different structure on dollars, and I get those numbers from our competitors. You could have made more money last year, and it's like, maybe not. But do you have this environment, and do you have these people, and do you have somebody that maybe remembers my birthday, or maybe sends someone a gift card and says, hey, you're the support system for my realtor, so thank you very much. You know, they don't have that kind of stuff. So, you know, I have several mentees, and I'm a mentor in our office, and they always ask me, why did you choose this office? And that's exactly what I say, because I felt welcomed and it felt like a family environment. So I think that's what makes us great.
Yeah. It really is. It is the heart of what ReeceNichols is all about. So I'm going to turn around on you. Who's your biggest influencer in all your career, all your life?
That's so hard. You know, I had family members that were very influential. I'm the youngest of 5, so I have 4 older sisters. Okay,
oh, wow.
So let's talk about influence. Okay, so there's that, and my mother passed when I was a younger person, and my father I got to know later in his life on a deeper level. I don't know that I have one person that's the most, but I kind of feel like I'm a sponge, and I kind of absorb from these people, I mean, and my family and my work people and my friend people and my best friends from, you know, 30 years ago, 40 years ago in college, that sort of thing. So I don't think I can answer that, because I think there's too many people that have influenced me. So,
yeah.
Sorry.
No, I mean, my father's been such a big influence on me. He's still alive, he's 82. We still play golf almost every Sunday, and just 9 holes. And there's nothing like riding in the cart with him and saying,
sure,
what's going on with your life? How's work going? Well, here, I've got this issue. Well, have you ever thought about this? Yeah. And even at 82, the what he knows and what he's experienced is incredible. And I just love having that interaction, having that network that I can tap into in his mind to do that. So it's...
I think when we talk about our family dynamics and that sort of thing, I think both my father and my mother, what I got from them was, nobody's going to give you anything in this world, okay? So you need to work, and you need to enjoy your work, but you need to hustle and do well with what you do. And I mean, my dad worked very hard, and my mother worked very hard with 4 sisters, and me, of course, she worked very hard, and we lived on the farms and that sort of thing. But I think that influence probably drove me the most in terms of perseverance and persistence, you know, to reach your goals. Yeah. But yeah, it's a family thing.
That's awesome. And that's a great way to end it. Family is important. Work family, home family. And so I want to end it by saying thank you for an awesome 2021. You've done an amazing job this year, not only from helping your clients, but everything you do for our company and for the Plaza office. I really appreciate it. And I wish you the best in 2022. It's going to be another killer year. So good luck, and let's make 2022 the best.
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, David.
All right.